Manchester United travel to France on Thursday night to take on Lyon in the first leg of the Europa League Quarter-Finals. And let's be honest, this is our biggest game of the season so far. It's our only chance at European football next season, which is obviously going to be crucial when it comes to attracting players this summer. Looking ahead to the game, though, look, there's plenty to be positive about, despite our poor form recently. In Europe, we are still the only unbeaten team across all competitions: the Champions League, Europa League, and the Europa Conference. I think we've been a completely different team in Europe. 6 wins, 4 draws, and obviously we comfortably beat Real Sociedad in 5-2 on aggregate in the last 16 tie, with Bruno grabbing a hat trick in the second leg. So there's definitely some positives. On the other side, Lyon are currently fifth in League One. They're having a solid season, and they've been pretty decent in Europe as well. They finished sixth in the league phase, just 3 points behind United. And then they absolutely dismantled FCSB 7-1 on aggregate in their round of 16 match. So they're a team on a great run of form. 6 wins in the last 7 games across all competitions. So this is going to be a proper test for United. So looking at the players to watch, because I think this game is going to come down to the big names stepping up. And look, for United, there's only one man, and it's Bruno Fernandes. I honestly do not understand any of the criticism he's been getting from former players and pundits in the last few weeks and months. He's literally been carrying this team on his back, and has been the only player with any real consistency. He's scored 10 goals and 8 assists in the Europa League alone this season. And obviously, of course, that hat-trick against Real Sociedad in the last round. And for me, he's world-class, and he is, in my opinion, best midfielder in the Premier League right now. But now it's time for the players around him to step up. Highland has started scoring again, but he needs to continue that. We all know what Alejandro Garnacho can bring. His pace could cause chaos on the counter, but he needs to improve his decision making in the final third. As do the entire forward line. It's not just on Garnacho. But the question is, can they break down Lyon's defense? In terms of Lyon, I think keep your eyes on Rayan Cherki, the youngster. He's only 21, but he's already scored 9 goals and 18 assists already in all competitions this season, including 8 in the Europa League. He's quick, he's tricky, and he can definitely cause some problems. Then obviously they have Alexander Lacazette up top, the former Arsenal man, who's still a pretty good player on his day, even if his record against United isn't the best. But he scored 11 league goals and 3 in Europe this season. And of course, we can't forget Nemanja Matic in midfield. He knows how to handle big games, and he'll be able to prove a point. So in terms of tactics, look, Ruben Amorim's all about structure and adaptability. He generally likes his teams to be high pressing and quick transitions. He's already hinted this will be a physical battle, saying the French league is just as demanding as the Premier League. Look, there's a lot being said about his formation and stuff, but I think given the importance of this game away from home, I think you're going to see us with a back five for large parts of the game. It won't be the standard 3-4-3. I definitely see a back five and a real compact midfield, and then we just look to catch them on the counter attack. And look, Lyon themselves, they love to attack. They got pace, obviously, with Cherky and and I think his name is Mikio Tadzi, and obviously Lacazette up front as well. So our defence will need to be solid. In terms of head-to-head, United and Leon have only faced each other 4 times. United are ahead, obviously winning 2, with the other 2 ending in draws. The last time we've met them in a competitive game is back in 2008 in the Champions League, when we went on to obviously win the Champions League. So, um, but yeah, this is, obviously it's different times. It's a very, very different United team, and obviously it's going to be a different Leon side as well. So, but look, they're at home, and they've been in pretty decent form at home as well. So it's going to be tricky. In terms of predictions, then obviously starting with the lineup, I think it's going to be Onana in goal. I think with the Ligt and Heaven still out, I think he'll continue with the back three of Mazraoui, Maguire, and Yarrow. Then kind of moving forward up the pitch, Shaw and Mainu are back in training. But I think it's still probably too early for either player to be starting. So I think Dorgo will continue as the left wing back with the low on the right. And as I said, given it's an away game and the importance of a must not lose fixture, I think he'll continue with Casemiro and Ugarte in that in midfield. In terms of attack, obviously with Mount getting some minutes the weekend, obviously it was fantastic to have him back. But look, he's in with a shout, but I think Amram will be clever in how he reintroduces him back into the team. He's going to have to manage him very, very carefully. Obviously, being out for so long, coming back for only a couple of weeks and then getting injured again, I think he'll definitely manage him. So I can't see him starting. So I'm going for Bruno and Xerxes as the 2 10s. Just obviously with Xerxes in there, this adds a bit more physicality in the team. And I think Amram will look to use Garnacho's pace off the bench later on, and obviously then Highland as the 9. In terms of the score, look, I think this one's going to be tight. United's attack has lacked quality in recent weeks, but we have been decent in Europe. Obviously, but look, Leon's form and home advantage will make it tough. I would love us to win, and I think we have a good chance of winning. We've shown in the past in Europe we're decent, and we've been scoring goals in Europe. But as I said, it's going to be tough. Lyon aren't going to be a pushover, so I'd love to see us win and have one foot in the semi-final. But I'd happily take a draw away from home. So I'm going to go 1-1. Look, it'll be all to play for then in the second leg at Old Trafford, where hopefully we can make that home advantage count. But let me know what you think. Drop your score predictions in the comments. Look, hopefully United can take a step closer to Europa League glory. But yeah, let's wait and see. I think most importantly, it's not a must-win game, but it's definitely a must-not-lose game. So hopefully we can get the result. But yeah, look, smash a like on the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you later. We've seen it all. We've won the